Call to end scraped across the deserted canyon as the last hint of daylight dissolved behind the cliffs. The young woman stood shivering near the dying fire, hugging her shoulders, the echo of her own trembling breath ringing louder than the gusts around her. For hours and the Apache scout had wandered through the winter-beaten plateau seeking shelter, and for hours the sky had remained merciless. Her voice cracked quietly as she whispered, more to herself than to him, that she was scared and exhausted. The journey had already tested every trait of her strength, and the frigid darkness ahead felt like an utter impossible trial. The Apache, who had traveled this land all his life, sensed her fear even before she spoke. To his own hands shook from the cold, he carried the unspoken knowledge of countless nights like this, nights when the world felt vast and unforgiving, yet survival depended on calm, deliberate action.
He crouched near the embers, brushing frost off the last pieces of wood they had collected.
Быстро будет, he murmured softly, it will be quick. Not the end of the world, not a threat, only the reassurance of someone who understood the rhythm of nature. The fire would rise again, and with it warmth and hope. His gentle tone, so unexpectedly warm in the frozen silence, silenced her worry more effectively than any grand speech.
Their story had begun earlier that morning,
long before the cold sank its state into their bones. She had been traveling with a caravan headed westward, filled with hopes of a new life and a new chapter.
The route was difficult, but the spirit of adventure kept the travelers enthusiastic.
That morning, however, a sudden storm had rolled in from the mountains. Before anyone could react, a wall of wind and snow scattered the group. Horses panicked, wagons overturned, and travelers ran for whatever shelter they could find. In the chaos, she was separated from her family. The storm swallowed the world in minutes.
When visibility collapsed into a swirl of white and gray, she had stumbled blindly until she found someone else, a tall,
silent Apache scout who had also become distanced from his own companions.
He saw her frightened,
disoriented form and understood she wouldn't last long in that blizzard alone.
Without speaking,
he motioned for her to follow him. The storm was loud enough to drown out all words, but the urgency in his gestures was unmistakable.
The two had wandered together for hours, trusting instinct more than
conversation. Even when the storm finally ended, the temperature continued to drop. Food was scarce, shelter non-existent, and the vast wilderness offered nothing but open sky and howling wind.
Still, the scout never let the fear show.
Every movement he made, every glance over the horizon, every pause to assess a sound, carried the quiet strength of someone shaped by the land itself. As twilight arrived, the world turned colder and more silent than she had ever known.
What little warmth the storm had left behind seemed to vanish completely.
The fire they tried to build flickered weakly, threatening to die before it even lived. She watched the last spark struggle and felt her own courage fight with it. That is when her voice cracked. Not out of pain, not out of panic, but out of the sheer weight of exhaustion that had been building since morning. She hated crying, tears felt like surrender, but her body trembled and the emotion escaped her before she could force it down. The Apache turned toward her slowly. His face, already hardened by the cold, softened when he recognized what she was feeling. He knew the wilderness cold sometimes break the strongest travelers, not with violence, but with silence, isolation, and the relentless beat of winter.
That knowledge is why he
stepped closer, placing one steady hand on her shoulder, not forceful, not frightening, simply supportive. No spam, he said.
We'll make it.
His words carried certainty, not hope. Survival to him was not a question, it was a decision.
With his guidance, they gathered more dry brush hidden beneath a jagged ridge of rocks. The wood was brittle, but it was enough.
He shoved her how to shield the flame with cupped hands, how to breathe gently across the sparks, how to let the fire grow slowly rather than trying to force it into a blaze. Each small success pulled her mind away from fear and toward focus. Every time the flame brightened, she felt her heart beat steadier. As the fire finally caught, warmth began to return. Her shivers ceased. The Apach exhaled in quiet relief, rubbing his numb hands together. As he realized then that he wasn't as unshakable as he appeared, he was cold, tired, and battling the same harsh night as he was. But he never let his own discomfort distract him from helping her hold on to hope.
When the warmth grew strong enough, he began to share quiet stories, not full tales, but fragments carried from his tribe's traditions.
He spoke of long winters endured by generations before them, of nights colder than this one, of journeys made with less and survived with more determination. He spoke in short sentences, as if the night demanded a certain reverence, but every word carried weight. As he listened, letting the sound of his voice replace the memory of the storm. The fire crackled, sparking tiny flares that rose into the dark and disappeared. The sky, now clear, revealed hundreds of unfamiliar stars as he had never seen before, brighter and more numerous than back home. The scout explained that the coldest nights often held the clearest skies. Nature, he said, gave beauty even in hardship, if one learned to look for it. He found that idea strangely comforting. As the horse passed, Sh began telling him her own story, why Sh had joined the caravan, what Sh happened to find out west, who Sh had left behind. Sh hadn't meant to share so much, but the firelight and the quiet created a space where words flowed naturally.
He listened without interrupting,
nodding occasionally, absorbing every detail like someone who had learned to value understanding over judgment.
When Sh spoke
of her fear of being lost forever, his answer was steady: ты не одна.
You're not alone. The fire kept them alive through the night.
To sleep come in small, broken moments, they watched over the flames in tears. Sh had never known someone so disciplined in the face of exhaustion. Every time her eyes opened, Sh saw him still awake, still watching the shadows, still listening to the wind as though it communicated secrets. At dawn, the world transformed. Sunlight poured over the canyon, melting frost and painting gold across the landscape. The storm's damage had softened, replaced by a horizon full of possibility. The Apach scouted ahead while Sh warmed her stiff legs by the fire.
When he returned,
he brought the news Sh prayed for, smoke rising from afar, evidence of another group, most likely her caravan.
Relief washed through her so intensely Sh nearly collapsed.
The scout steadied her again, guiding her toward the distant column of smoke. For the first time since the storm hit, Sh felt her chest lighten. They walked together toward the settlement point, passing frozen streams, rocky ridges, and the stark remains of the blizzard's wrath. But now, with sunlight at their backs and purpose ahead, the journey felt different.
Less threatening, less lonely.
When they finally spotted the caravan members, tired, weather-worn, but Safi, Sh broke into a run. Her family rushed toward her, crying out with overwhelming relief. Sh reached them breathless, grateful beyond words. They embraced her fiercely, overwhelmed by the miracle of her return.
When Sh turned back to thank the Apach scout, he was already stepping away.
Not disappearing, just giving her space. Sh walked to him anyway, touched his arm gently, and said words Sh hoped he would understand without translation. Gratitude, respect, a silent promise never to forget what he had done. He nodded on us, a gesture filled with meaning. Then he smiled, a small warm expression Sh had not seen on him before, and said, Быстро будет. This time the phrase meant something new. Not a reassurance against fear, but a reminder that journeys, hardships, and even moments of connection pass quickly. And because they are brief, they matter. Sh watched him walk back into the wild, moving with the confidence of someone who belonged to the land. Sh knew Sh would never see him again. But Sh also knew that the strength Sh had discovered that night, the resilience, the courage, the ability to breathe through fear, would remain with her forever.
Years later, whenever Sh told the story of that winter storm, Sh never described herself as a helpless girl lost in the darknesses.
SH spoke instead of a night that taught her the power of calm in chaos, of the kindness is found in unexpected places, and of a quiet guide who showed her that even the harshest moment can become bearable when met with patience and humanity.